nas min sharri waswasil khannas allazi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas min al-jinnati wan nas. May Allah bless our event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Imam Damfa. I will now call on Madeleine Sambu to lead us in the Christian prayers. Madeleine, please.
We thank you for this very special day. We thank you as we are celebrating these unique women that you have created on this earth. We thank you for their lives. We thank you for all the strength that you give them to continue on their struggles every day. And we want to praise your name for all the achievements that they have registered throughout, most especially the women of Nawec, the women of Mbolo, and the women all over the world. We celebrate our mothers in a very special way. And so, God, today we ask you to bless us all, to guide this program in a very special way, that it will become a success to celebrate all the days of our lives. In Jesus' name we have prayed, amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Madeleine. Before we do anything, we first welcome the team from Mbolo. Has a rich history. It emerged from the activities of labor movements in North America and Europe, and turn of the 20th century. The first National Women's Day was observed in the United States on February 28, 1909. To honor the 1908 Gamag workers strike in New York in 1917. Women in Russia protesting and went on strike of bread and peace, ultimately leading to women's suffrage in Russia. In 1975, the United Nations celebrated its first official International Women's Day during International Women's Year. 2 years later, the General Assembly adopted a resolution proclaiming a United Nations Day for Women's Rights and International Peace finally. International Women's Day was marked on March 8 as an official UN holiday for women's rights worldwide. Significance of the day. The significance of International Women's Day lies in its ability to raise awareness about the importance of gender equality and to inspire action towards achieving it. It serves as a reminder of the progress made in advancing women's rights and the work that still needs to be done to address gender-based discrimination, inequality, and violence. International Women's Day also provides an opportunity to celebrate women's contributions to society, including their roles in workplaces, politics, science, arts, and culture. The day encourages individuals and organizations to promote women's empowerment, raise awareness, women's issues, and advocate for gender, which Nawec, as an institution, have taken that bold step. If you look at Nawec's management today, we have a 50-50. I would say 50%. If you look at the management, the directorate will have 50% female and 50% men, meaning Nawec also being the first institution to ratify, have a gender policy and a framework for women. And then we see them not only as partners, but we see them as equity. We are all equal as long as we are humanity concerns. In that, I have now the singular honor to invite the representative of the managing director, who is no other than Mr. Idrissa B. Jaju, our deputy managing director, to grace the occasion and say a few words. Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Jaju.
Yeah. Good morning. The World Bank energy specialist present with us today, Mr. Mata Toure, senior management team of Nawec, project coordinator and staff of the JAM project, members of the Nawec Gender Committee, our partners from Mbolo and Fandema, Nawec staff, our sponsored trainees, members of the media, all other protocols observed. It is my pleasure and singular honor to be associated with this important event as part of the activities marking the International Women's Day. Nawec has always recognized and valued the contribution of women in our journey to providing water and electricity to Gambians. However, an event of this kind to observe this historic day is unprecedented in the annals of the company's history. I therefore applaud the Gender Committee and their collaborators for this initiative. I also assure you of the management's continuous support. As I welcome you this morning to Nawec, it is with a great sense of satisfaction to learn that through our gender program and action plan recently approved by the board, we are positively changing the lives of so many young ladies who are beneficiaries of our scholarship programs. It is therefore very fitting that as we celebrate the work and contribution of women today, we get ourselves treated with the exhibition of skills and know-how of these young women. This goes to further strengthen my belief that gender intervention promotes progressive human values of empowerment, non-discrimination, equity, dignity, among a host of others. Nawec has therefore paved the way for other institutions to emulate. We must also note that our gender policy is in line with the Constitution of the Gambia. The National Gender Policy, the ECOWAS policy for the gender mainstreaming in energy access, among a host of national and international legal instruments. We must therefore commend ourselves for this achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, it may interest you to know that Nawec has undergone through an important reform process aimed at enhancing corporate performance for reliable and efficient delivery of energy services, energy and water services. We have in the process brought in 4 female directors to be part of the executive team of the institution, representing 50% parity at senior management level. These are women of substance and have contributed immensely in the transformation of this utility. In addition, we have other women in critical positions of the organization, such as our able project coordinator, Mrs. Hadi Njai, for the JAM project. We can also boast of very competent female engineers, managers, technicians within our ranks. We celebrate them all for their steadfastness and contribution. Despite all these achievements, we remain resolute to increase and encourage female participation at all levels of the organization, especially in the organization. Our Gender Action Plan has impressively paved the way to boost this number by identifying baselines and setting targets to this effect. I want to assure you that the management will support its implementation to the fullest. As we celebrate International Women's Day, let us all reflect on the need to be each other's keeper. Women are our sisters, mothers, wives, aunts, etc., and we must always complement each other. Nawec will continue to be gender sensitive and will always uphold the rights of women and men in an equitable corporate environment. On that note, I take this opportunity to welcome you all to Nawec and wish you a successful celebration. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. That was a befitting statement, DMD. Thank you so much. As per the program, now we will have the Director of Project Intervention Unit, Ms. Hadi Njai, to give a speech. Ms. Njai, please.
The Deputy Managing Director of Nawec, Mr. Idris Ajaju, World Bank representative, Pamatar Chure, representatives and management of Mbolo Association, staff and management of Nawec, students from Mbolo, my PIU colleagues, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Once again, we are glad to join you in celebrating the International Women's Day at Nawec today. Celebrating this important Day of Women is a key activity of JAM through its component 3, which finances the institutional support to water and electricity, turnaround, institutional strengthening, and capacity building. It is in this vein that Nawec has been and will continuously to be supported by Nawec to develop and implement a gender policy. I am proud to mention that in addition to the gender policy, Nawec has an established gender committee who is responsible for the implementation of the gender action plan. In addition, as the overall development objective of the Gambia Electricity Restoration and Modernization Project, JAM, is to improve the operational performance of Nawec and its capacity to dispatch variable renewable energy. This is in line with the theme of this year's International Women's Day. That is innovation and technology for gender equity. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, JAM will not stop at the support provided to the development of the gender policy, but will also ensure the implementation of the gender action plan. To proof of my statement is 44 female students at GTTI and 30 young women at Mbolo associations are currently awarded scholarships through JAM. The project implementation unit and Nawec at large are committed to supporting women involvement in technical and leadership positions in the electricity and water sectors, ending gender inequity and violence against women and children. It is no doubt that building resilience of women and gender empowerment are crucial to sustainable economic, social, and political development, especially for a developing country like the Gambia. To sustain our national development agenda, women and girls' empowerment must be enhanced through digital innovation and technology, and also increase participation in renewable energy sector, as these are all representations of this. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is worthy to be here today with you celebrating International Women's Day, which aims at access to digital tools, digital literacy, innovation, and technology at gender equity. To conclude, let me finish my remarks with a dose of reality. Our collective efforts to date have enhanced the livelihood of our beneficiaries. To achieve the transformational change, we must continue to provide our customers with good services by promoting the use of innovative technologies. I also believe that with all the elements of innovative approaches are geared towards combating the gender inequality, embrace equity, and dismantle biasness. Finally, I will want to thank the World Bank for funding this component of JAM and also supporting Nawec to build the capacity of its staff. My thanks also goes to the Gender Committee, the staff of the PIU, and the management of Nawec for their untiring support. I thank you all.
Thank you very much, Madam Jai. That was a brilliant one. Thank you. So, if my hands will survive it for the day. Yes. The next, we are still, it's a women's, we said International Women's Day, right? So we will have now the Human Resource Director, Aja Maimuna Buran John, to give a speech. Ma.
Good morning to you all. World Bank Energy Specialist, Mr. Ture, Deputy Managing Director of Nawec, Mr. Jaju, Senior Management Team of Nawec, Project Coordinator and staff of JAM, members of Nawec Gender Committee, our partners from Mbolo, Fandema, Nawec staff, our sponsor trainees, members of the media, all protocol observed. As we celebrate International Women's Day 2023, join me to pay homage to the hard-working staff of Nawec and by extension, women all over the world. Please let's give ourselves a few minutes round of applause. I congratulate you and your contribution in making the world a better place. International Women's Day is celebrated globally to celebrate women's achievement, raise awareness about discrimination. This year's theme, Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality, is very reflective to the efforts of Nawec, Gender Committee, and management as a whole. The gender gap in the STEM field keeps women from unlocking their maximum potentials. Their underrepresentation in the STEM education and career remains a major barrier in the quest to play their part in technology and all its evolutions over time. The exhibition and life stories of young ladies, we are gathered here today. The female participation and the engineering field to encourage what Nawec want to achieve in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, Nawec is a pioneering institution in terms of promoting gender equality and equity in many aspects. We are the first institution to have a gender policy and translate that into a gender action plan. We have taken cautious in giant strides in terms of women empowerment. Among our key interventions including sponsoring aspiring young engineering and technicians, some of whom are here today to show what they have already acquired in terms of skills. Nawec's decision to make intervention in addressing the disparity that already exists in the energy sector is highlighted all over. The need to tap on all the available advantages and all the available resources in the country and outside the country to make these women their future brighter. The emphasis on gender equality and equity, women empowerment, reflects on the concerns that women and men have equal opportunity to have choice on gender equality means that work in partnership to achieve what the World Bank and the whole world are working for to make sure that women are represented all over. This is why we call for equity when an equal treatment may be given to all female and male throughout the world. Commitment to achieve gender equality will require change in institutional reforms. That's why Nawec has worked tirelessly to make sure that we work with partner institutions like GTTI and Mbolo. It is also require a strong voice of women in shaping their career towards what we want to achieve. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a gender equal world, a world free of bias, stereotypes, and discrimination, a world that diverse equity and inclusiveness, a world where difference in value and celebration. Together we can forge women equality in collective efforts. We can all embrace equality. In conclusion, I want to thank the Nawec Gender Committee for their tireless efforts towards achieving what the World Bank, Nawec, and the whole world is working towards women. I want to also thank the Nawec management for supporting the Gender Committee, the GEM through the World Bank project for funding all the sponsorship with GTTI and Mbolo. Thank you very much. Happy Women's Day to all of you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Happy Women's Day. Yes, International Women's Day today on the 8th of March. Yes, Ngone, you can go home after this. I'm giving off to all the female in Nawec. Yeah, next on the agenda, yeah, I think now we are having a man. Better. At least the gender balance is coming. Now we'll have the chairperson of Mbolo, Mr. Malang Sambu, to give a speech. Mr. Malang.
Good morning to the staffs of Nawec, the Managing Director, the Deputy Managing Director, and all representing the management of Nawec, the World Bank representatives, our able partners. Those are the project participants, the students of Mbolo, the staff of Mbolo, and also the government of the Gambia for providing this avenue. Obviously, it has been a big pleasure to have Nawec as a partner in this project, especially having within our event World Bank facilitating what is happening today. International Women's Day is a day which helps to see that both men and women can go together to make the world better, especially in the world where we are, solidarity. It makes things possible. That's why we are here today. And we're so happy and proud that the young girls who are working so hard to bring up and then improve their life, especially in the avenue of male-dominated areas such as energy. Today, we can all attest to that. When you come to the energy sector, you only have the other side of the coin, which is the male side, as the dominating agent who are making their life better. So it is really key to see that in the energy transition we have women there. And this is why today a big institution, a noble institution like Nawec, who is responsible to give us energy and water, without that life cannot be possible. So obviously it's a small milestone of a mindset change that we can know the availability of this great energy that we have, that's the sun. 70% of the radiation is arriving on the ground, which can generate up to 1,000 kilowatts per second per meter square. Obviously, when we fail to tap it to make life possible, that means it's a responsibility for all of us to join so that at least all the catastrophe which is happening around the world, that's the global warming, and we have to do something to make sure that we avoid the mistakes that the US and the Europe have done. We are able to see it because there's 58 years of gap that at least we can do better. So the net zero 2030, 2050 that we're talking about, this is the roadmap. We see that tapping the photovoltaic cells, the wind energy, biomass, it can be a very good solution to this country, especially Gambia where we are small. We all learned from the past rains. 3 days it was raining here, a lot of catastrophe. You know, we've got a lot of destruction. So I think being a COP representative for this country, when I went there in Sharm el-Sheikh, you know, the first agreement on how to call it, loss and damage, it's a very good message for us to see and work together as a government to make sure that we're able to tap those kind of funding, you know, in order to uplift and then upgrade lives through renewable energy. So once all, I will say thank you very much to the gender team, you know, who have been working tirelessly with us to make sure that this occasion is possible. And then thanks to the able students, let's give them chance. Today is their day. And then, you know, I will say abaraka to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
First off, I would like to profoundly thank you for inviting the World Bank to deliver remarks at this milestone ceremony, the first of its kind, if my memory serves me right, in the sector. As you may know, the bank has quite an extensive portfolio in the Gambia, and particularly the energy sector, where existing combined projects total over $200 million. We hope this continues as the sector modernizes with the ultimate aim of attaining operational and financial viability. Remarkable progress has been made across numerous fronts, and the improvements in service quality and reliability are testament to this. Nonetheless, of course, more efforts are always needed across all stakeholders to reinforce the gains that have been made. The national project has been led by Yahadi JAMP, which became effective in 2018, has been transformational in ensuring both the hard and soft investments required for modernizing the sector are realized. On the soft side, the reorganization of Nawec into distinct business units has led to direct ownership and performance assessments as per business unit. Of course, it would be remiss not to mention the fact that critical directorates within this new structure are being led by women who are actually delivering beyond expectations. The results framework of the project and the general project implementation falls within the theme of this year's Women's Day celebration, which is embracing equity. In terms of institutional performance in the Gambia in the sub-region, I'll be confident enough to say Nawec is leading across all these fronts. The recently concluded Herrera Forum, where Nawec's presentation on gender inclusion and mainstreaming was received, which was received in such a positive light, is testament to this. At top leadership, adequate representation has been witnessed. Being fundamentally an engineering business, the bank through the PIU has been supporting capacity building through internship programs and scholarships to build a pipeline of female engineers across Nawec. By the end of the project, we envisage 15% of Nawec's engineers will be female, and I do hope that the ladies I'm seeing here will be part of these 15%. This would be a significant achievement for the sector, and this exhibition today is testament to this. If you would allow me, Mr. Chairman, I would like to recognize the efforts of the gender team at the PIU, Hadi, Sajo, Sarah, and the rest of the team. Keep up your efforts. And not forgetting our able chairman of the gender committee, who has led with a very female lens towards the entire process, Damfa. Keep up the great teamwork. In concluding, Mr. Chairman, we thank you once again for your support, and we rest assured of the bank's commitment towards mainstreaming gender and being a partner in this journey. We are wishing our sisters, wives, daughters, mothers, nieces, and grandmothers a happy International Women's Day. Thank you all for your kind attention.
Now we'll have a small demonstration by the Mbolo students. They will show, because as we can see straight where I am looking, you will find out they have a lot of placards displayed, why and how they will.
To take you through, some of you will go right down where the panels are. There are some of the ladies down there, you can ask them questions and they will respond and they will show you how they have done, where that area. In front down there where you have those posters, these are life stories of a young girl who joined Fandema some years ago and today is one of our lead trainers. And we want to appreciate, and that is why those posters are there. You can read also. The inscription is in English language. You can read and ask a lot of questions. And then some also will come down there where you have the board down there. And then they will also explain to you what they have done there. Down there we have, we're going to show a life story of young women who installed the MRC solar installation and other places as well. And we also have a life story of Khadija to Keita, yeah, whose we will also play down there.
Everybody. Good day, everybody. My name is Mariama Saj from Fandema, and this is a 24-volt system that we built. Here are the batteries. Each of the batteries is 12 volts, and we connect them in series. You see, positive to negative, so that they can be combined to give it 24. Okay. Now, each battery, this is the fuse. It's a protective device. In case there is too much current coming from the battery, this fuse will be the one to protect the device. Okay. And also, there you have the solar panels. Each panel is connected into 24 volt. Now, each of them come to this fuse. This fuse too is a mean of protection. It's a protecting device which will protect the panel from not burning this device. And this is the MPP charge controller. With this charge controller, it controls the amount of current that is coming from the solar panels. And in the charge controller, it takes 100 whereas 150 watts. And 35 watts. And in this charge controller, it have a device which you know that you can connect it with your phone. When you connect it with your phone, it will be able to give you the correct voltage and wattage of the system. And in case you want to change anything from the system, you can use it with the phone to synchronize it. And here is the inverter. This inverter is 24 volts with 1,200. With this inverter is the one that is powering the DJ. That's mean, and all the system we bring today, we are not using any form of Nawec. We are using the solar to power the DJ.
Any questions from you?
want to connect with Nawec, you can have this to connect your refrigerator, your freezers at home. So it's like the power here is 1,200 watts. The reason why we are putting this protection is like when you have over voltage coming from the panel, over current coming from the panel, this fuse to be born is better than this charge controller to be born, because the charge controller is more expensive than the fuse. Because if the fuse is born, you are just going to change the fuse, the breaker stays there. So maybe this will cost you less than $600, than more than this. So it's like any system that you are doing, protection is very important to the system. So with this, you don't need to suffer, because like it's environment friendly. With the sun, the solar panel will convert the energy into electricity, then it sends to the fuse, batteries, then you have electricity. Then the output of the inverter is AC. Then you connect your refrigerator, you are free to go. You are not there on and off, on and off, on and off. So you know what happened? Yes, I'm in Nawec. I want Nawec to be, wait, I'm in Nawec. I want Nawec to be 100% on renewable, so that we forget about the fossil fuel, we can be so sustainable. Yes.
They are very happy and impressive of what they have been doing, and I think you are right. It is important that we get into renewables, at least to ensure that Nawec be a very financiable and sustainable company in the future. So we thank you and look forward that by the end of the training for the 30 students, they will also be part of the 20 megawatt solar plant to be constructed in Jambul, and they will be part and parcel of the installation of the solar plants. Thank you. Today is
the mic is gone.
Today
Any
is
other
World
question?
Women's Day,
Yeah.
and women are very, very important. You've been doing a lot of hard work in your respective homes, washing, cleaning, mopping. You know now there are a lot of things that have changed. Robotics have come, taking all over the world, even mopping the floor. You can just set your robot and it does it. But how can you power it? We have cheap energy that we can tap from, and that's the sun. So please, ladies, we employ you to support young women into engineering, solar energy, to transform the world into our respective households. When we travel to up country, I just returned a week ago, I nearly cried. Because you go into certain families, certain households, it is difficult. You imagine. We are here, we are having electricity, other people down there are not having it. Why can't we invest into solar? And that is the direction, and that is the future for all of us.
Our president, Kodo Jengay, this is her usual statement. She says, in a population where you have both men and women, these are the two genders that are available, and only one is contributing mostly in what is expected to help in the development of the country, then that country would not be able to develop the way it should. She thinks then we should encourage women to also join the men so that we complement each other and contribute to the development of this country, technological development of this country, because we feel that we are far behind as far as technology is concerned. We intend to increase the number, and this is how we are doing it. We open girls' clubs in universities and also in schools. We have two existing ones for now, which is for USET the Girls in STEM Club and Nusrat Girls in STEM Club. We are hoping that the Nawec Gender team will allow us to collaborate with them and help them in the job that they are doing, in the work that they are doing, because what we want is gender equality. We believe that to have a safe and advanced population, we need to have equal opportunities given to both men and women in these fields. This is a male-dominated field. As an engineer who is a female, my colleagues are here and we can all attest to the fact that we all go through stereotypes every day, because the society still thinks these are male-dominated fields and only men are supposed to go into these fields. I wear an overall today and step outside, even the taxi drivers don't want to pick me up because they think I'm a mad woman. Like, I'm not even exaggerating, this is how people feel. So what we want to do today is to make sure all women are involved in this. And today I saw Mbolo and I was like, you guys are doing well. Because I'm happy to see all of them in helmets, and this is what is going to make it look like it's normal for women to get into this field. So I'm very thrilled that Nawec has a gender committee, and they are working tirelessly to make sure that there is this gender equality in our management. Thank you so much for having Women in STEM here today. We are so happy to be here. I'm a Nawec staff, by the way, but today I'm here for Women in STEM, and we have our launching coming on the 11th of March, that is this Saturday. Please, you are all invited. Come and celebrate Women's Month with us as we celebrate women's power. Please, please, women, believe that you can do it. Do it and do it very well. For you, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our closing remarks by our able Sergio Camara. Sergio is the safeguard specialist, social safeguard specialist. Sergio, Kunsala Sergio, welcome and give your remarks. She's our own Sergio. Yes. But I would like a song before you give a statement. I want a special song that you created. You know you had a song for Yahadi when we went. So Yahadi, the song is here. Okay, go ahead, Bismillah.
Gambia musolu wayo wadali malum farana yirwati lobinala. Gambia musolu wadali malum farana yirwati lobinala. Ya hadin jaibe mo Mbolo la yirwati lole nata. Nawec be mo minfe la yirwati lole nata.
Thank you. No, I would not like you to dance today. Don't, please, don't dance. Okay, we can have some.
Okay, before I even do my closing remarks, I would like us all to do the symbol for has embrace equity. Can we all do it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you all. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, members of the Gender Committee, partners from Mbolo Association, I would like to say a big thank you to the Nawec Gender Committee under the mentorship of the gender consultant Shara for organizing and hosting this important event. I would also like to thank the speakers and everyone who has participated for their insightful. Special thanks to the World Bank for their intervention in providing the funds. I wish to thank everyone for joining us and adding a crucial perspective to the event. The theme for this year's International Women's Day has been one of the many debates going on around the world. The International Women's Day 2023 is recognizing and celebrating the women and girls who are championing the achievement of transformative technology and digital education. The day also explores the impact of digital gender gap on widening economic and social inequalities. The event has also spotlighted the importance of protecting the rights of women and girls in digital spaces and addressing online and ITC-facilitated gender-based violence. Digital innovation and technology can create a technical-based platform. It is also essential for the effective dissemination of information and awareness. If the rural women are trained on the use of smartphones, it can enhance digital literacy. For example, we have all seen what have happened here during the COVID-19. We have a lot of online classes for our children and other social forums. Innovative technology can support our work for gender equality and empowerment for all women and girls for a sustainable development. It provides an unprecedented opportunities to reach those who are most likely to be left out or to be left behind. Therefore, building the capacities of these young ladies on innovative technology, we can increase their opportunity to many jobs. It is difficult to add much to the interesting speeches made by the different speakers and the videos or the exhibitions we have seen here today. Our eyes, our ears, and our hearts are all full of stories and excitements, bravery and hope. Stories that will stay with us when we return to our offices and our homes, motivating us to act against gender inequality and embrace equity to make our nation a better place to be. A better place to be because example of communities or countries that have women in leadership positions or women in decision-making positions. For example, countries like Singapore, we have all seen what is happening there. There is sustainable development. All the speakers have emphasized embracing equity through connectivity. So women, activists, we need to be connected. Inspiration, let's inspire, especially the young ones. For example, the young ladies we have here today. Be seen and heard. Nobody can do that for you. Let's do it for ourselves. Let's come out, let's speak, let's be confident. Let's do things to achieve what we want to do. Let's celebrate ourselves. For a woman, you need to be celebrated every day. And I think we can do that ourselves. Let us be celebrated every day. And also networking, we need to network. That is why we have the mobile here. That is why we have the improved technologies to network. But we know that change is possible. It's not impossible. It's possible, we can do it. And change is what we must fight for. For example, we have seen that when collaboration between men and women in a country improves, this leads to increased equality and more equitable distribution. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you very much for the powerful speech. Thank you very much, Sergio.